What's up everybody, DPW Gaming here bringing you another episode review, and I know I've been really late. I haven't been able to use the computer for a while. So, here's my late review of The Walking Dead season finale A. Wow. Okay. First off, you have Rick, Carl, Michonne, and they're all... It shows Rick, you know, all bloody, right? And you're like, what's going on here? You know, it's like, okay, what happened? Then they started flashing back, and at first I thought, wait, what is this all about? Are we going back to like season 3 or some shit? You know, like, and then it goes back to you know, present, well, not present day. It leads up to why he's all bloody. They end up getting found by the people who've been searching for Rick, and wow, this is by far the best part in the whole episode. There's so much fucking suspense and shit, and just, Daryl finds them, right? And these guys, they want to kill Rick. They're like, we're gonna kill you, then we're gonna take your son, and then we're gonna take Michonne, and Daryl's like, these are good people. Please, leave them alone, take me instead, this and that. You know, Daryl's gonna sacrifice himself, and you know, big ups to Daryl for that shit. And, he's like, no, you know what? That there's a lie. And they start beating the shit out of Daryl. And there's this fat fuck in the group who's not just a fat fuck, but a sick fat fuck trying to rape fucking Carl. It's like, what the fuck? You delve into that little bit of society in this world now, and it's like Rick is starting to lose it. Like, leave my fucking son alone. Leave my fucking son alone. Then he kind of snaps. He starts fucking up, like, you know, he's starting to fight the guy, and the guy grabs him. He's like, what are you gonna do now? Rick, at this point, don't give no fucks. He went and bit the fucking guy's neck off. Holy shit. And it doesn't even end there. After he fucking downs that guy, everyone else gets taken care of, and then he looks to the fucking pedo that was trying to fucking rape his son, and he's like, I'll kill him. And then Rick grabs a knife, right? Or I don't know if it was the knife that the fat guy had, or if he dropped it. I don't remember that little part, but he has a knife, and the guy lets go of Carl, right? And then fucking Rick, it doesn't even show what happens. You just hear them sounds, and he's just fucking stabbing the guy repeatedly, like bah, 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 and you hear it over and over and over and over and over. Like, you would think an overkill. It's an overkill times 3. It was fucking insane. And the whole time, Michonne's covering Carl's eyes and shit, while Carl's still peeking, and he's like, what the fuck? Best moment in the whole episode for sure. Best fucking thing. It surprised the living hell out of me. The show needs more of that. It needs more like of that horror feel and what the fuck, that came out of nowhere moment. Then after that, you know, Carl actually starts being afraid of his dad, and he has a talk with Michonne, and Michonne explains what happened between like what happened to her kid the whole time, and why she had her brother and boyfriend with him, right? And it's like they're practically the same, you know, Rick and Michonne. It's like, I went crazy there too, you know. It's like, I was crazy. I was by myself, and then I was one of the monsters, because I came to find out that my brother and boyfriend kept me safe the whole time. And it's like, I became a monster myself and all this shit. And she was telling him, don't be afraid of your father. It's like, you know, I thought that was a really good talk. And they bury a thing of weapons, right? Daryl's with them, by the way. I forgot to mention, Daryl did not die, of course. He's with the group now. They make it to Terminus. And they go in the back way, which is really smart. Like, we're not going to meet them straight up. We're going to go behind and see what this place is really about. And they go inside, and they're getting investigated. They meet the guys, and they're all like, holy crap, they came in here. I bet this guy's on watch again. It's fucking terrible. And they search him, let him inside, and they're like, okay, let's make him some meat. What did I say about my prediction in the last episode? Just saying. I made a prediction. First off, Rick starts noticing a few things, like the riot gear is being worn by somebody, this tarp or whatever, I think that was Maggie, so that was being worn by somebody. The guy who was showing him around had a watch in his pocket. I think that was it Herschel's? I don't remember. I think it was Herschel's or something at one point. I don't remember who the clock belonged to. That little detail kind of slipped my mind. But I know it belonged to somebody. And he finds that and he's like, okay, that's it. He smacks the food down and he fucking grabs the guy and it's like, where did you get this shit? Where did you get this clock? Where did you get that riot gear? Where did you get that tarp? And it's like, we all found those, man. We all found those around in the world. And too much of a fucking coincidence. I mean, not really at the same time. I mean, it could be a good lie. I mean, how long have they been out in this world? They could have found everything on their own, now that I think about it. But yeah. So anyway, shit goes down at this point. They're all aiming and shit. They're all shooting at him, and you can tell that these guys are missing on purpose every fucking shot. I mean, at first it looked terrible. It was like, what the fuck? These guys are worse than the clones from Star Wars. Like, seriously? Can I hit one of these people, especially the fucking kid or somebody? I don't know. And, so, they're leading them, obviously, when you find that out. They're leading them to a certain point. And as they're running, they don't stop to see it, but there's a ton of human remains, you know, skeleton parts, everything, laid across this field on the other side of them. And as they're running, they're going into this one room, and it's like a religious cult. I mean, there's an item from whoever they've been taken from, or whatever, with writing underneath, and he's like, sorry, my voice, I got some shit in my throat for some reason. Fucking frogs. They have like these pillars and lights and shit, and you can obviously tell it's a religious cult, and they're definitely cannibals from the looks of it. And you hear these containers as they go out of this room. They run by these containers, and you can hear a bunch of people fucking screaming. It's fucking, you know, and you see little baby powders and shit. So they're keeping these guys alive, just barely. And, so they get caught, you know, there was no escape. And they get told, one by one, to get into this container, right? In that certain container. So they each go in just to be able to find that Maggie and Glenn and their group are all in there too. Yeah. And then it ends on a very cliche line, like, at first, even, you know, I agree with everyone else. What they've been saying is, like, at first I thought he was gonna say, like, he planted something, or he did something, he took something from, or some shit. But no, apparently it's in the comics too. But instead of the way they said it, it said a little different. Like, it's like they're gonna hate when they realize what? You screwed with the wrong people. And that's literally the ending. That is the last quote in the entire episode, and that's where the season finale ends. Yeah, in the comic it says, go fuck you. I mean, not go fuck yourself. It says, they fucked with the wrong people. So maybe it would have been stronger if they actually said fuck, but I don't know. It was just a little cliched, but whatever. It was in the comic, so I guess they just did what they felt they had to. What I think about this season, I mean, as an episode goes, it's better than season 3's finale, of course. Of course. I mean, Governor should have died in that episode for season 3 finale. But I mean, really, this is how the shit should have gone. It should have been this mid-season or half-season, be the beginning of season 4. Season 3 was where Governor should have died, and then the second half of the season should have been them trying to get out of tournaments. They need to fix this shit big time. And I don't know how they're going to do that unless they really stop with all this fucking filler. I think the episode was good, but it's just not that great either. I mean, the highlight was that part with Rick and all that, and then, you know, of course, the religious cult thing was a good surprise. I guessed that right out the window, but at the same time, I was told before, but I just figured this was where that point was for the cannibalism or whatever. But I think about the season and all, because I said I was going to grade it all when I got to this point. It has a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of freaking filler. A lot of it was filler. Even if it was a lot of character development too, it never progressed the story. So it's considered filler, even if it's character development. You can have character development and still progress the story at the same time, and I felt like this season really missed out on that. But it had a lot of great moments too, like with the little girls. You know, that moment was a what the fuck moment. What I think this show really needs is more what the fuck and horror moments. It's not scary anymore. The show is not scary at all. I mean, at least in season 3, I actually felt some fear that, oh my god, Glenn's gonna die, or, you know, because of the situation he was in. That was actually one of the highlights for that season for me. If you watch season 3, you know what I'm talking about. And it just doesn't have it anymore. I don't feel like any of the characters are gonna die. Why? Because they're too popular to die. They won't kill anybody. They won't kill anyone that's important to us, and it pisses me off. I want more what the fuck moments, like what happened in this episode with Rick and all that. I want people to die. I want it to surprise me. That's what I want. I want it to surprise me, like, oh, I was wrong. Daryl can die, or Glenn can die, or you get my point? I just want, it doesn't matter if they die, I just want more what the fuck moments, but I want there to be fear again, and it lost that completely. And I was like, oh, but it's not scary with the zombies. You're right. It's not scary with the zombies, but it's scary when you lose your characters. That was the thing. When the show first started, you were afraid that these characters were going to die. You loved these characters. Now it's like, can somebody die? Can I feel something for somebody? Just throwing it out there. So, as total, I give this season, and don't think I'm giving just, you know, I'm shitting on it, because I'm not. It was an okay season at best. I still enjoyed parts of it, but it needs to get better writing. I hope. Draw some of the writers you got. Get some new people that have passion for this series and know what they're doing, and put them on the task, because the writers you got right now are either trying too hard or just don't know what they're doing anymore. Just in my opinion. I give this season a C. And in my grading system, that's, you know, I'll give it a C plus at most. It's about a 6 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a 5 because it's not that average, but a 6, a C plus. It's just above average. It's not that great. It's not that good. I wish it would go back to maybe season 1 or 2, you know, the way they were. Maybe shorten the seasons. Don't make it 16 episodes because you obviously can't handle that. Make it 10, not 6 like season 1 was, even though it was very like boom, boom, every episode was a punch. Make it 10 if you still have filler episodes, at least it won't be as bad. You get to the point faster. Do something about it. I don't know. I'm just making suggestions. But anyway, still a great show in my opinion. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. I just want it to get better. I know it's falling apart, and little by little, I'm starting to lose interest, honestly. But I want it to get there. I want it to get to that point, because I'm kind of afraid this is the show that if it doesn't end up getting better, it's going to fall apart before it's even able to finish. It's going to get canceled before it's even able to get to its ending episode. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's ever going to get that big climax that it's supposed to have, or whatever the real climax is in the comics, or whatever the fuck's supposed to happen, because they're not getting it back on track. They need to fix that shit. Anyway, I'm looking forward to next season. No matter what I've just said, I'm still looking forward to it. I'm holding on to hope here. I want it to get better. So now that I've finished, you know, this fucking season reviews, will I be doing Game of Thrones? Maybe. I watched season 1. I mean, not season 1. I watched episode 1 of season 4. And, I'm currently watching episode 2, so I might have an episode that reviews both 1 and 2 since I was late on the first one. Just a little harder because so much shit happens in that episode and I gotta remember it all. And it was like, Walking Dead is hard enough, and it's fucking shorter than Game of Thrones is by like 20 minutes. So anyway, yeah, so thanks for watching. See you guys next time. If I do a Game of Thrones review, see you guys on that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm glad you stuck with me for all these reviews. Thanks. See you guys next time. Peace the fuck out.